modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
You're in my City Hall.
Oh, yes.
Y'all, welcome to another day of Ranting and Raving. I am your host, Javon Michael Clark. That's A-E-L Michael. And I'm here with my co-host, Carla Nicole, on another Wednesday, a beautiful Wednesday. And she's looking good with her background in the background, and I'm doing my thing. We are excited to get this show started today, but before we get started, how has your week been going so far, and how has your date been going?
Well, let me just tell you this. I have been up to my ass in snow. I'm in Ohio. So Springfield, as a matter of fact, that they're considering ice might approach because they're trying to show up on our ass. So we got a lot going on up in here.
Wow.
So, yeah, in Springfield, Ohio. So yes, I have dealt with 13 to 16 inches of snow. It has been crazy.
This week, 13 to 16 inches this week.
Easy, yes.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Is that normal up there every winter?
Not as bad. Usually Springfield isn't like where I'm originally from, which is Cleveland. I'm originally from Berea, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio. Now, we were always in some snow. Like, Cleveland's like Michigan. I mean, so I thought it was easy sailing here. Like, when I got to Springfield, Ohio, I was like, oh, it's cool. You know, we get a little bit
of... Do the power go out, though? Do the power, like, ice, or is it just snow? Because if it's just snow,
it was really cold, and I was worried that it was going to have those issues. We managed to dodge that bullet. But but it was still a lot of snow to the point where my car was buried. So I was like, okay, let me put my charm on. So, you know, when the gentleman came down through the cul-de-sac, I had to be cute and stuff and go, oh, pardon me, would you mind helping me out? Mm-hmm. Let me get out of your way. You know how you got to do.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to get you out of here now. When you don't do nothing, I'm going to get you out of here. Goddamn.
Oh, you already know. He was
get out of here today.
Yep, he got me out.
And y'all manipulation skills.
I had to be charming. I was like, oh, thank you so very much.
Just go out there and stand with the shovel and be like... Like you don't know what you're doing. Yeah.
Girl, I got you. Hey, I'll get you out. I'll get you out. Oh, thank you so much.
And look. Next one, I'm gonna tell all men to go outside and stand there with your meats out with shovels in your hand, like
hey, little me, hey, what we got?
I'll get that snow for you. You take care of that meats out.
You know, it's so funny. The guy that normally shovels for me, he hit me up and was like, hey, you want some shoveling? And I told him, I said, well, my son and I have been out just making sure to kind of cover the bases. I said, but my car's buried. He said, look, and I tell y'all ladies to have y'all 4 to 5 men on deck for different reasons.
Yeah.
He was like, girl, I can't get you out. I'm stuck he was stuck with the shovel and everything in the snowplow. I was like, okay, it's cool. I was like, I'll just have to wait another couple days and work on it. It's okay. We'll get through it. But yeah, it's been very cold. So my kids haven't even, my grandson and my son hasn't been in school for like 3 days now.
Yeah, we've
They
been out of
already called
all
out
week.
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Tomorrow we got a 2-hour delay, but we going back. So,
are you?
but
Okay.
neither here nor there, minus the snowstorms. What we talking about tonight?
Okay. So I hope are you ready to buckle up? Because we ain't talked about nothing a little sexy in a while. So I thought we'd get cute today. So I wanted to talk about something. I think that not enough of us are talking about the fact that we seem to get a little overly confident after we're out the off the block, and we out of a relationship for a while. We start to really getting overconfident and thinking that we're a damn good catch,
Yeah.
to where we forget that if you haven't had a man full time, ladies, I'm talking about full time, not part time or every now and then. I'm talking about a full time man. He's in your home. You're taking care of him, washing behind him, cleaning, cooking, and all of that. If you haven't had a man full time, you're a little rusty. You have to understand, being out of a relationship for 6 months or longer, you're no longer a good catch. We must get
Mm.
really back to understanding what the truth of what we're telling ourselves versus what the truth is. Those are two different things. So a lot of times we'll say, "Oh, I'm such a good catch. I'm a good woman, and whenever I have a man, I do this and I do that." And that's true. However, let's be honest with ourselves. After a while, when you're not practicing, you don't have any man you're making sure you're welcoming with. You're not making sure a man is comfortable around you. You don't know what to talk about. You make a man feel uncomfortable as soon as he comes in. Ooh, you're gonna put those shoes there? Can you move your? Ooh, are you gonna leave your jacket there? Can you move it over here? Oh, and you're running in behind a man, you're no longer as good of a catch as you think you are, because now you're not making him as comfortable and welcoming as you do when you're used to having one around. Also, we also aren't really sure what to talk about with men when we're not in enough conversations and engagements with men, and we don't have one full time. We start to lose how to have a rapport
Mhm.
with them also. So I'm just helping ladies to understand. If you've been out the game for a while, ladies, you got to get out of this thinking that you are a good catch. Because if you haven't been sexing a man for a while, you're rusty on that too. It takes practice to be good at what you do. So again, can you get back to better where you were at? Of course, but get off of the thinking that you are just a hot commodity and you deserve the world, and you haven't really had any practice with a man in a while. So this is what we're going to talk about. Um, how self-delusioned we are and overly confident we get when we're out of a relationship.
I mean, I guess it's like me as a dude, I'm always like I want to test my hollerer out. So I'm
Okay.
always holla, 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 holla. Like every now and then, if I see some, I holler at stuff I think out of my league because it
Yeah.
ain't to me, it ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I holler at something I think out of my league and be like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
but it's like my granddaddy used to always say a woman got the devil in her. You know what I'm saying? Got is but when you put that dick in her, she go from the devil to the evil. You know what I'm saying? So you got that D and that devil, and take that D away and they turn evil. So that's it. A woman got the devil in them. You take that D away, they turn evil. So it's kind of like saying when a woman got a man, she'll cook every day. You know what I'm saying? When a woman got a man, she'll keep her hair done, she'll keep her edges trimmed. When a woman got a man, she'll keep her house clean. It's certain things a woman to do or stay on point when she got a man, but when she ain't got a man, she don't care as much. She don't
Right.
care about her fitness as much.
Right.
So I understand
Oh, yeah.
exactly what you're saying. I've seen women do that. Oh, soon as a woman break up, a lot of times a woman can go through a breakup and she don't realize that she has kind of let herself go in the last 6 months with that last man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And she kind of let herself go in that last 6 months as far as looks, spiritual wise, how she get along with her family, how her friends, you know what I'm saying? And then when that relationship is over, back in the day, women used to say, well, I'm gonna be celibate for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna go to church, or I'm gonna learn my lesson to not choose a certain type of man again.
Right.
And now women go kind of right to their inbox and the next suitor. So it's like they don't realize that in that, like you said, period in between that it takes to kind of clean yourself up, dust yourself off, get yourself back together, work out a little bit, find yourself again. They right into something else and not realizing that, like, okay, here we go again. You know, it's a repeating cycle. I think what they call it serial monogamy.
Oh, well, it could be. But what I want women to think about for a minute, though, because a lot of times once we're rusty, we don't realize that we're not practicing either. We aren't. We have a tendency, especially with women, we have a tendency to lie to ourselves and self-soothe. So in our self-soothing ways, we tend to be like, oh, we're really a good catch, or, if I go out here in the dating scene, so many men are going to be after me, and I'm this, I'm that, and so on and so forth. And we start to get a little bit overly catering to our ego, that we lose sight on the reality of it, that now that we are the age we are, we're divorcees, we're out of season, so we now have to learn we talked about this before, our new swag. We have to come to realize that if you haven't practiced really making a man feel like, I'm talking about a man that feels at the top of the world just in being in your space. We have to get back to that, because a lot of men don't. Men are starting to get to the point where they would rather be alone, or just not deal with women at all, or they have one they meet with once a week, and then she goes home and he goes home and he doesn't even deal with them, because we've lost sight on the importance of having that reciprocity of general catering energy. What I mean by that is not to the point where you're not authentically liking someone, but you're at the point where you're losing sight on how to be relatable. We can't even talk to men. I mean, because we spend so much time talking to our girlfriends, and then we're talking and hearing about what our girlfriends are saying, and then we got a lot of our gay boyfriends that we hang out with, and we think they're so funny and they can get it and relate to what we're saying, that we have lost sight on how to be interactive with men. And then also, we also lost sight on how important it is to realize it takes practice. So we do need to practice this. This is not something that just happens, especially if you've been out of the game for a while. So if you haven't been around men, you haven't had real good, solid heterosexual male friendships, unfortunately, you probably don't know what to talk to a man about. And when you don't, you're looking a little bit awkward, or should I say not as approachable.
I think a lot of the social media verbiage permeates its way into the real world and permeates its way into real conversations. And these conversations are conversations that are utterly ridiculous to men. You know, like, would you go 50-50? Of course you'd go 50-50. You're paying all the bills now. Of course you would want somebody to go 50-50 with. Of course you would date somebody that's under 6 feet. You 5 fucking feet even, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of what's happening too is, like you said, so many women have gone so long without being on a real date. and
Yes.
having to really, really interact with a man.
Yes.
That women and in general, women always seem to think that the way the dating world is working is men pursue me, men ask me out, men take me to dinner, man asks me what I'm interested in, man makes me laugh,
Right.
man he's inquisitive, man sends me flowers. Then if I like him enough, I might give him some. And now he's being my man and doing all this stuff for me, all because I gave him some. And there's no reciprocity. Like,
Right.
going by his house saying, let me pick up your work clothes to take to the cleaners, or
Right.
let me bring you some lunch, or let me stop by your house and check on your mom. You know what I'm saying? It's like the general idea of not even knowing how to date a guy with, like you said, reciprocity, just assuming it's all about me. And in a conversation, that's why I say I test my hollerer, and
Okay.
I find that the more time goes on, women really, really, really just think you supposed to. So what are you into? What do you do? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are you to? They don't know how to ask you. At least say, I'm into this. What about you? It's like they don't. If you stop talking, it get quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
It's like
Well,
the whole time you like, I'm making sure this bitch entertained and making sure make sure she happy, smiling. You want some more ribs?
right. And see, one of the things that I think is funny, because with me door dashing, I not only do I call it it helps sharpen my customer service. It keeps me flirtatious, and it also helps me with being able to talk to people and get to know people, and get to people will have small talk with you if you just are, especially when you got that DoorDash bag, or
Yeah.
you're looking like you're working. Somebody be like, "Oh, you're dashing today. How's it going? How's the delivery?" So it breaks the ice real easy. One of
Mm-hmm.
our problems as women, when we're so caught up in being set in our ways, and then have I'm not talking about a little list. I'm talking about a laundry list this long of what we want. All of these things down this list. And it's like, that's unrealistic. You're coming to a place where, when you're so long without having a rapport, a real true friendship with men, you'll find yourself really um, unrealistic when it comes to all the things you think you deserve versus all the things that's realistic that you should consider that actually it can be negotiated. It's not all of this that you so-called claim that you need and want doesn't always necessarily mean that you are the chick to get it. And unfortunately, nobody's looking at it for what it is, because they're so caught up in, I deserve this because I am this. It's like, okay, and you're going to not be talking to anybody because you're only caught up in what you think you are. We often give ourselves the A's, Javon. We'll tell ourselves we're the great catch. We're an A-class woman. We didn't ask no man nothing about asking, well, give me some feedback. If you saw me or met me, what would you think about me? Now, men will be like, well, this and that and the third, and some things you might want to hear, some you would be surprised to hear, and some you might not like to hear. But all of that feedback is data. It's important for women to know. And if you're going to be out here forever celibate, I'm clueless as to why you would do that to yourself, but okay. But for those of you that want to come out of the celibacy, you're now ready to involve yourself with a man and get back into the dating world. My strong suggestion is to get back into practice with being relatable with men. Do yourself a favor and get more approachable. I happened to be at Kroger one day door dashing, and there was a whole conglomerate group of firemen. Now, we women love men in uniforms. Anyway, They were all firemen. Now, I don't remember who was attractive or who wasn't. It didn't matter. They were firemen. I didn't care if they were attractive or not. You are firemen. So what's the first thing I say? You guys aren't putting out any fires this morning? And chuckled with them. They laughed. They were like, no, we're not trying to do that. So again, breaking the ice. A lot of times we as women, we're so caught up in thinking we deserve this and our laundry list of things we have to have from a man that we're losing sight on how important it is to be approachable.
But I was talking to a sister and she was telling me that she's demisexual, and I guess she was saying that means she have to know a guy for a while and feel sorry for him to sleep with her. And she was like, she gave up on, just a mutual attraction, because she was basically saying that she's enjoying life, but she's not happy. And I understood after she explained it, she was like, I'm enjoying life, living, seeing what's coming my way, but I'm not happy. And she was like, I'll never be happy unless I got a man.
Okay.
And she was saying she know that the result of her not being happy makes her walk around in a state of mind where she's always slick mouth. She can't see the good in nothing. And I mean, she just was breaking it down. And she was like, that's why the situations where she meet men, it's like she fell into that category of after her grass, if her lawnmower guy is kind of decent and he been cutting her grass for a while, and then if he finally come in and fix something, that'll turn her on enough to sleep with him, because it's like she never get to meet a man in an attractive way. She was like, I know, for lack of a better word, you heard a resting bitch face, right?
Yes.
She got resting bitch mindset. Like she's like, I can't. She was like, when somebody come in with a new car, she gonna see the scratch on it. You know what I'm saying? She was like, she just walk around not happy. And she was like, she knows that affects her. You know what I'm saying? Just the constant mindset of being single and not having a man really affects her demeanor and her personality. And I was like, well, if you know this, why don't you change it? She was like, because I don't have a man. That's what's making me like it. I'm like,
Okay. But again, this is one of the things that I think I can help people today. And for those of you that really want to come out of this stank, or you really want to get, out of your delusion of thinking that you deserve all of that stuff that you have in that laundry list. If you think that you're not approachable and all of these things, we have to eventually, you're going to have to do an evaluation on yourself, and you're going to have to get some feedback from some real men. The truth of the matter is, do you remember back in school, we got report cards? We got progress reports. That's essential for love affairs. Not for love affairs with other people. I'm talking about the love affair with yourself. How do you feel when you are in the presence of men? Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you feel welcoming? Do men say, oh, let me get the door for you? When they see me with a pile of stuff in my hand when I'm door dashing, very seldom have I ever had to go out of my way to put the stuff down and get the door to be opened. My point is, when you pay attention, you have to evaluate what are your opportunities as a woman if you're wanting to be approached, if you're wanting to get this different type of situation that you got going on where it's dormant and you don't have any men calling you, approaching you, inboxing you, talking to you. If you're not having any of those things going on, you have to make different changes in your approaches, and you have to look at, am I approachable? If you were a guy, would you approach you? That's the question.
I think one of the biggest things for me too in dealing with a woman, and even now, especially being a married man with kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't keep dating. I don't go out on a date like that. But when I would, or if I did, I think women don't realize that men aren't broke and men ain't cheap. Men want to see that you're appreciative. And a lot of women don't know how to show that they're appreciative of a man's money.
No.
Uh, like a situation where you could be talking to a woman and y'all at a bar or something, and she done had 2-3 drinks, 2-3 lemon drops.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those drinks are $20 a piece. And
Mhm.
y'all having a good time.
Right.
And she may say, look, let me get this round. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And
Right.
as a man, just for her to say that, you like, no, I got it.
Mhm.
But just for her to say, let me get around, or she might say something like, dag, just noticing. I've had a woman say, if I know we was gonna be sipping like this, we could have sat in the car and got us a little bottle. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
She like letting me know, like, I see how much money you spending on liquor, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's showing, like, some women got packed. I'm serious. Some women know how to show you they appreciate you. Like,
Absolutely.
y'all can be at a certain restaurant.
But it takes practice, Javon. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. As far as
Absolutely.
I don't know if they out of practice or in practice. I'm just talking about as a man on the outside.
Mhm.
If she's saying, you saying something and you suggest, look, you want to get the lobster dip, and she be like, I mean, I'm fine with the crab. I mean, the avocado, that's a little expensive. You know what I'm saying? Or we ain't got to do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? We can catch a Uber.
Considerate. Yes.
Yeah, just like showing that, like, because as a man, you mostly gonna always be in the red. You're gonna always be doing the spending.
Right.
But for when a woman shows you that she appreciates your spending, and however little snazzy way she does, she might just say, well, look, let me leave the tip. And she leave a $20 tip. You're like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, whatever she can do to show that she appreciate you spending your money on her. I
Yeah.
think a lot of women don't know how to do that.
They
You know
don't.
what I mean?
Well, you're giving a gem right there, because again, you're talking about women don't realize how powerful they are when they spend time paying attention to the man. See,
Mhm.
here's what's true, and I think I've been getting a lot of feedback from men that I coach, but I notice personally that men really are thrown back by the study that I may take with a man just in getting to know him and who he is. Not about his money, not about where he works, not going and seeing how much his value of his job is, and oh, that's the kind of car you got. Let me see the value of your car. No, I might be like, oh, so you came from such and such. Oh, wow. So how long did you do that? And then, just go and deep dive into something about him, not something about what he's going to do for me. And in that, technically, it makes him feel, like you said, at the top of the world, for one, and shocked by the fact that you really did check for me. Like, you didn't just check about what I could do for you. And if more women would learn not to do that because I told you to do it, but do it because you're curious about who this is you're dealing with. A lot of times, like you said, the actual conversations get dry because there's no curiosity. We as women have our laundry list of things we want a man to do for us, but we never sit down to realize, well, what is it about him that I may take interest in, even to a deeper level, to a more intimate level? What is it about him? Who is he? Outside of who he is that I know in my head, because I have a version of who I think he is. But who is he for real? And in that curiosity and being inquisitive, we start to find out more about why we're more drawn to that person. I
I
think
think
I think it's much better to do that.
I think also I can tell that there's an animosity.
Mm,
I guess they call it penis envy. Women have penis envy,
okay.
just based on the things that I'm hearing them say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, say for example, women will say, uh, if an older man is dating a younger woman, he's dating her because he's trying to manipulate her or use her or throw her brain off. But when she was younger, she was dating an older man for whatever, and
Of
people have
course.
to realize
Yes.
women blame men for a lot of stuff
Right.
that of meaning, say for example, men and women peak at different times, meaning a woman peaks from, I guess, puberty 16, 17 to 33, 34 years old. That's her peak.
Right.
All through her 20s, she's
Right.
at her best.
Right.
Well, a man don't peak to 35, 40,
Right.
meaning a man can look good in his youth, but he ain't got shit because a woman ain't after a man for his looks.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So a woman, she's sexy at her sexual peak. She's doing all her shit. She's
Right.
got multiple lovers. She's got multiple partners. She's
Yeah.
being flown around the world. She's being taken on trips. Essentially, her sexual value is very high. Well, then when a man turns 35 and he peaks, and now he got some protection and provision and some power and influence, that's what makes him valuable.
Right.
So
Yeah.
women will start saying, men mature late and da 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 da. It's like, no, bitch, I'm valuable now. I finally got some money where I can get me some hoes. I can take some chicks on some trips. I can pay for some good dinners. So it's like the jealousy is because once that man reaches his value of protection and provision and power and influence, he can have that from 35 to 90.
Right.
So meaning that man from 35 to 90 is going to be valued to women of all ages.
Yes.
Whereas the woman's value dies over time because it's her beauty and her youth. So
Again.
she's looking up at that man and she's saying, well, why is that 50-year-old man got this 25-year-old woman? Because he's valuable now. He got something that he can get a woman with. Whereas him and his value is 50 and her peak value is 25. So there's a back and forth that's kind of like not realizing that men can't move like y'all move in y'all youth.
No.
Men have to be older before we can move like that. And then a lot of times, like you said, the older woman is not understanding how to talk to this older man that's her age that's finally got himself together. He not going to hear that talk that as if she would talking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, baby girl, I got myself together, and you hit me with that same old shit that I've been used to. I heard this growing up from you. I grew up with you. I aged with you, and now you hit me with this shit, and I got myself together. I want to speak to somebody that's a little younger than me that can respect what I got. And you see what I'm saying? So it's like learning that, hey, times of I have to know where a man at in his phase of life and how I talk to him and maneuver him. Like I got to show this man a different level of respect now, instead of just, well, I know the game and I ain't gonna get game. He like, why you even thinking about that? Why you even thinking about that?
Well, I will say this, and I think that if women can pay attention to how as we age we should be getting finer like wine. And what I mean by that is we shouldn't be depreciating in value. We should start to be more appreciated in value because for one, we should be so dynamic in how men feel around us that they don't want to leave us alone. And then when we are gone and out of their hair and they're in our absence is present, they need to be missing us a lot. The reason why they should be missing us is because of how we make them feel. See, you don't have to do a whole lot of talking when you are at this level of essence, sexuality, sensuality, personality, and very vivacious in your spirit and purposeful. most of the time men can't get enough. They're like, well, where are you gonna, what do you got going on this evening? Well, I don't know, I got a lot going on, I'm always busy. Then they're like, really? So what? Now they're leaning in. Well, that's because you have something to offer. And men are really moved when you are a woman that has something to talk about, something to share something about, and then you're not making them uncomfortable because you're so anal. Anal retentiveness or overly picky, or he can't get comfortable, can't sit down straight enough without you being like, ooh, what are you doing? And ooh, you got that dust bunny over here, and you're whopping under his feet. That doesn't feel comfortable for a man. And a lot of times when a woman is alone by herself, she has very little dust bunnies in her home. She usually has her bed made. She has very little things out of place because that woman gets to the point, she gets to becoming a stickler about perfection and how it has to look, because she doesn't have a man that's going to keep her a little more comfortable in her space.
You broke it down. You said exactly what I was trying to say, in a sense of when a man get a certain age and finally get established,
Yes.
you can't be his age fishing him with your body and your sexuality and your looks.
Right.
You have to have something more, like you said, what makes that man want to come around you? You got an interesting conversation. Whenever he mentioned his business, you might say, I know how to work books, or you know what I'm saying, or you might you might do massages. It's just got to be something about you. Now that I got myself together as an esteemed gentleman,
Right.
what about you gonna make me want to come around you, and
Right.
you sitting here trying to show off a 55, 60-year-old sexuality to me? And I'm like, well, I can get that from somebody 30. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? I saw Trey Pruitt said I was gonna say my grandfather's name, and I'll go ahead and say it now. My granddaddy Alec used to say, and I say granddaddy Alec, I don't want to Alec Clark. He used to say, a black woman will love you like nothing other, but you will never feel it. And the older I got, I look around and I can remember even the matriarchs in my family on both sides. They'll take you in, let you live with them, take your kids in.
Right.
But they won't go never tell you I love you. They won't go never be gentle. They won't go never be nurturing. So it's a situation where when they say you'll never feel it, it's like I can remember my grandma cooking for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and soon as it get quiet, where it's nice and quiet and everybody eating good, and you can hear people breathing and hear the folks scraping the plates, she
Right.
say something like, "Well, y'all, if the Lord willing, this hopefully this ain't my last year. Y'all better enjoy this, because this could be my last year." And it's like, that's what my grandfather was saying. Like in the middle, at this point, she should have been saying, I hope y'all enjoy the food. I felt so good cooking it for it. Feels so good seeing my family sitting around eating, because that's what you're really saying.
Right.
But you take the reverse negative part of it to
Right.
make us feel bad about that you might be dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you didn't, instead of I done slaved over this stove all day. I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm old. I don't cook like I used to, and hope
Yeah.
this ain't my last year. And you want to say, Grandma, what you want us to say? The food good. We saying is good. What the fuck else you want us to say? Thank you for every step and every time you turn to the sink. You know what I'm saying? What do you want us to say?
Right.
So it's that feeling of, I guess, like being shown appreciation. Like it's a big difference in someone, like women say it all the time. Oh yeah, he pay all the bills, but I don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like doing that duty. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
And see, this, I'm always going to come with a curveball. I don't know why we're spending so many conversations on the man bringing home their check or the money, because to me that is really the the least of his value. Because the number one thing that most women, if I am completely honest with women that really are into the man they're with, the most valuable thing that that man can provide her is his time.
Yeah.
Fuck the money. If that man comes home to you, cares about you, is on the phone with you, talking to you till you both are slobbering and sleep in each other's ear, that to me is more valuable than how much money you spend on me. How many funerals have you been to that the wife goes up there and she talks about how much she's going to miss all that money he's done, all that money she's lost? Every woman that really truly loves her husband is missing the presence, him, his hat, just being there. It doesn't he you know what I'm saying? I remember my grandfather would come home and take his hat off, and he would put his hat in a certain space every time he'd come home. And that hat being there would keep my grandmother tickled. Why? Because his hat is there. It could be somewhere else, if you know what I mean. But his hat is there. Again, we don't want to talk about the true value of a man is his presence.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I was talking to a group of women the other day, and it was about 10, 11 of us, and we was having like a little, it wasn't a brunch, but it was, they had bought food to the job, and we were talking, and as they were talking and explaining this, that, and the other, I said, listen, why don't y'all just tell the truth? And this is what's so hard for y'all in this new society or this new verbiage. I was saying, listen, a woman really want a man that tickles her fancy. She don't give a fuck about nothing else. If that man floats her boat, when I said tickle her fancy or floats her boat, I mean that guy that she think is cute, she's attracted to, makes her blush, makes her smile. She don't give a damn. Did you ever watch Their Eyes Were Watching God? Remember I told you to
I,
watch that?
I might have watched that. I think you did tell me to watch that. I
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
it's 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 like a situation where if a man makes a woman laugh and she thinks he's handsome and she want to show him off to her friends,
Mm-hmm.
she don't give a damn if he don't got no job.
That's right.
Women need to just be honest about it. And
Right.
so what they do is they walk around. I think they don't have the personality to attract that guy that tickles their fancy like
Right.
that, or
Right.
when they do meet somebody that tickle their fancy like that,
Mm-hmm.
they just fuck them
Mm.
and let the world say what he should be giving or should be doing. And
Right.
most of the time, the charming men,
Mm-hmm.
men that are charming, is kind of like this. How could I say this without without just generalizing, but I'm gonna have to make a general statement. The beautiful, beautiful woman that has this sexual allure,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time she ends up being the girl of the night or the street woman or the hooker or the whore, because that's what she got it.
Right.
Most of the charming men
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of women. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's a situation where women don't want to just come out and say, hey, when a man sees a woman that he wants, he don't need to know her credit score. He don't need to know her background, how many kids she got. He sees that woman, her swagger, her walk, but on, and he knows he wants her. And he's not, a man is not punished or looked down upon for wanting a woman just for how she look and how she float his boat.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's facts.
But when a woman just like, it's almost like being frowned upon to be like, girl, why you with him? Girl, that motherfucker tickle my fancy. He float my boat. Girl, what kind of job he got? Girl, you know what? We've been having so much fun. I ain't even asked the motherfucker where he work yet. I ain't
Right.
even bring no shit up like that and
Right.
scare him
Right.
off. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Well, and if you think about it, a lot of times, if we're honest, and I say this all the time, it's really what's very attractive for me is a man's honesty. Not his honesty to me, his honesty to himself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're honest to you as a man, that is the most attractive thing you got. outside of being handsome. I'm gonna like him handsome. That's just gonna be what it is. But a handsome man that's honest to himself, unstoppable. He's gonna have most of my time, because any man that's honest with himself means that I'm going to know the most honest, authentic side of you, without you constantly lying and half-assing it and giving me, what sounds good. You're gonna be like, look, I like, if say for instance I'm not into cauliflower, and you're like, girl, I tear me some cauliflower up. I'm like, ooh, that does not sound good at all. That is not attractive. Well, girl, look, that's who I am. You might not find it attractive, but that's what I like. I'll be like, you know what though? I respect that, because you're keeping it 100. And when I told you I didn't like it, it didn't stop you from telling me I still like it, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. I fuck with it a little bit, but I ain't gotta have it all the time. You don't like it in your house.
Exactly.
It's like I was telling Tick, it's like she was like, well, my house so clean. I was like, well, shit, if you can't find no fish in this motherfucker, I don't know if I'm gonna be over here, because I like fish on the fucking weekend.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But again, a lot of times we don't really want to be honest, because we really don't want to acknowledge that it's very important. If we're women and we really want to have a better relationship outside of what we have had in the past, then first of all, we got to upgrade how we think about it. Number one. And we have to stop half-stepping it and not being honest with self about what we are not. Keep it a buck. You are rusty as hell. It's been a long time since you rode a man. So guess what? You are out of practice, my love. It's going to take your thighs you haven't been doing squats or nothing. How are you going to be out there shaking it till you break it? You're not. You're gonna have to get some practice in. So these are conversations you gotta have with you, yourself, and you. And be honest with you, because a lot of times we're like, man, I tear it up in the bedroom, and then you get in there and you find out he's had more practice than you, and you are not doing too good. Then you're thinking, oh shit, I'm losing all kinds of points in here.
My leg down. Can you heist my leg down? I had surgery on that knee. You ain't fucked since you had surgery on your hip. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Man,
like,
he swing your legs and you like pushing them back. He like, is the dick too big? You like, no, you got my hip spread too far.
But it's
got my hip spread.
You have to keep it a buck with you. If you're not going to lie to nobody, do not lie to yourself. And one of the best things about intimacy is being able to be like, look, it's been a while since I've done this, so I need to get some feedback. He's going to think to himself, what the hell did you just ask me? Be like, no, for real. I need to know, is it moving you? Is it doing something? Am I doing good? Get your report cards, your progress reports.
Yeah, but you gotta be very, like you said, honest about that and explaining why, because that's one of the men's pet peeves is when a woman asks, was it good or that? That's like a pet peeve. So, like you said, when you be honest and say, look, I ain't did nothing in a while, and I just want to know how did I perform. And so I can know what to do the next time or blah blah blah. And they say, yeah. You got to say that like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even in saying it like that, as men, we get that so much. We're like, oh, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Women be like, oh, I ain't did nothing in 4 years. I'm like, you ain't fucked in 4 years. And you finna give me some pussy tonight, first time meeting you, girl. I'm the luckiest man on earth. I might as well go play the goddamn lottery in the morning.
Now, honestly, great. Now that you brought that up, this is a great time to ask a real man that I know a real question that will give a real honest answer. Is it true that when a woman hasn't had intimacy for a long time, that it is hard to get in it at first?
The reason it's hard to answer that because women lie so much. However, I will say this, with a condom, it's definitely going to be harder to get into it. Really? But I think I think it just depends on how turned on she is right then. But I probably would, if I have to say, I would probably have to say yes.
Is it?
Because because I've seen situations where, you know what I'm saying, a woman was real wet, but it just took a while to get in. You know what I'm saying? And like as a dude, that's what we like, that feeling when it's, busting through. We like that when that head busting down, and we can, you know what I'm saying. We like that because it's like knowing that you could force if you want to, but you're not. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying? So,
right. You're being
but we,
considerate. Yeah.
yeah. So I would say yes overall, because it's like I know I've slept with some women that in my mind, whether they lied or not, in my mind, I kind of felt like this woman and how she carried herself and her character and how
Mhm.
long it took me to get to it.
Right,
I believe that she might have been, hadn't been fucking in a while. So in
right,
those situations, it has always been be gentle with me, and you can really see that it's taken a while to get in, and you know what
right.
I'm saying, and for a while for her to relax, and you might, and really, the pussy might not even be good like that, because as a man,
Mhm.
it's like if you don't, with men, you got to give yourself to them. If you don't give your whole self to a man, and like I said, a woman can decide if she relax and lets you down into her soul. So a man kind of like, if I don't get there with you,
Mhm.
whether it's the dick too big, whether you ain't had sex in a long time,
Right, right,
whether
right.
the attraction level won't there, a man know if like, okay, she gave me, there you go, Trey Proof. She said that second hole. She know me. If you don't get down in that second hole as a man,
There we
you feel
go.
she ain't give herself to, when you uh then gave yourself to a man. And as a woman, you should be able to tell when a man, you might have, I don't mean to say it like this, been riding a nigga,
Mhm,
or giving a nigga some head or something, and
mhm.
you could tell when you sucking that dick when he come, if he got them pull back and don't give you everything he got. You can tell when a nigga done just let go, like, oh goddamn. It might not be what he say.
Right, right, right,
You
right.
know, just in how he move,
Yeah.
when that nigga done let that goddamn nut go and let you have it all, you like, yeah,
Right, right. Yeah.
nigga, I got that motherfucking nut. So
Right.
it's
Good to the last drop shit.
exactly, when you done really got a motherfucker like that. And you
Right,
can tell sometime when a nigga don't want you to know you goddamn giving it to him like that. So
right.
I guess it's a back and forth. Yeah. So I would say ultimately, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I ask you, because I know a lot of times when you're out of practice, a lot of women will think that, well, if I don't, if it's hard to get in, is it gonna look like I'm inexperienced? Is it gonna feel weird? Is it gonna drop my quality down to where a man's gonna feel like the skills ain't that hot? I mean, what's gonna happen? So that's why I asked that, because a lot of times we don't get that type of feedback from a man. You don't normally hear men tell you, like, if it's hard for me to get in, I'm looking at it as X, Y, and Z. We don't hear that conversation. Most men don't talk
Yeah, I
about
never thought about it. I never thought about it like that, because a man ain't gonna never give no bad comments.
it. Right,
He
right,
might
right.
he might say guide her, and sometimes we kind of careful about guiding, because like I said about the, you can be loved but it might not be shown. So
Right,
as a
right.
man, you might be like, just say something simple as, you know twisted or suck your own dick. Then it's like y'all don't really take instructions real good. Like y'all think y'all do something well. So as a man, we rarely gonna say some shit like, nah, you ain't doing it good, or you
Right.
riding me, you ain't even riding me, you're scooching back and forth on me, you ain't fit. It's like, hey, go up and down or move. It's like you just scooching. A man and lady, and you might be rocking us and bending us a little bit, and we ain't gonna say, hey, you're scooching. Stop all this fucking back and forth grinding. Go up and down. Get on your feet. So
I
we ain't
can't.
gonna, we
This
ain't
is
gonna get no
so
commitment
funny.
like that, because
I can't breathe.
I mean, for real, think about it. If we say something like that and y'all get upset, immediately you're gonna squeeze up on the meat, and that's gonna make us get soft because it's like, oh hell, you can tell the reaction from her body and her coochie, like, hey, look, goddamn, you just stop scooching, baby. That ain't doing nothing. You can feel it. She said, and she be like, what? I ain't doing nothing. Like, I ain't saying nothing. Be a lady uncomfortable, like, he said
Oh
shit.
my God, that's hilarious.
Oh
my goodness. I didn't know you was gonna do all that, but that is hilarious.
Think about it. We not gonna tell y'all that. And y'all could tell us, whatever y'all want to, because we definitely, you got to think about it.
Yeah.
The pressure to perform is on us mostly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like the way the universe made it. A man don't need a woman don't need to have an orgasm to make a baby. Ooh, you see what I'm saying?
That's facts.
A man, as long as a man come, a baby can be made. A woman don't need to have an orgasm to make a baby.
Right.
So the pressure is on us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like the pressure is on us to make y'all have an orgasm.
Right.
Because the baby can be made without y'all having one.
That's fact.
So if y'all said to the left, we're going to say, we gonna stop to the left. Put it out deeper. Whatever y'all say. If we could be sucking on something, y'all sucking around, bite it a little bit. We could be like, ain't no man gonna be like, I know what I'm doing. Let me eat your pussy. Lay back and shut up. Ain't no man gonna say no shit like that.
I can't breathe. Oh my God.
Woo. Do you got a dick? Huh? When you got a dick in the ass and some hips, then you can tell me how to fuck. From now on, I do in, out, backstroke, left stroke. In, out, back. That's my pattern.
That's hilarious. But no,
say that.
But that's why I said that, because a lot of times you have a perfect point. This is why I think this conversation is awesome, because a lot of times we don't have these conversations. And a lot of women think that just because we're giving it up, you guys are just happy to be there. Okay, that's true. However, it doesn't mean that you're top quality and you're a good catch and you're A1 chick because you're getting it and giving it. That doesn't necessarily mean that. We might not be A1 as we think we are.
Well, I got a saying, like my grandma used to say, if you ain't gonna be in here jumping up and down on me all night. So my grandma used to say, I finish them quick. So I kind of joke and I say it online to kind of give women, because all women think they got the best pussy in the world. You know what I'm saying? Just like niggas be thinking they got the best dick. My saying is this: if I can put all my moves on you, the pussy is mediocre. If I can just sit here and choose, like, okay, I'm gonna put all my moves on you.
Right.
So as a man, I'm coming in it to please you. Right. So if we start off missionary and I can get you, missionary, you could be on top, legs open, legs closed to the side a little bit.
Right.
If I can do that, I'm like, okay, now let her ride me. No, if that pussy make me go, and I'm like, when I'm trying to do my missionary thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta switch positions, that's when it's good.
Okay.
So if you can do all your moves on it, it's mediocre. Now, sometimes you might get all your moves off on it because you stop and switching positions. Like, damn, I'm about to come missionary too quick. Let me let her ride. Oh shit, she about to make me come riding. Well, I got to say the back shot for last anyway. So let's go ahead and get to that, because I ain't even gonna be able to stay in her.
You're gonna be on camera, right?
And they naturally, on their game. And sometimes it ain't nothing we can do about that.
No.
I guess it's just like this. For men and women, I go as far as to say I've did forums and joking, but ask serious questions. If you ask most men how many women that he's had that he can't do all his moves on, that's really got that good no matter what.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3 or 4, 5 tops. You ask women how many times they done been with a man that could really make them come and know they buttons. Right. 3, 4, 5 maybe tops. People out here just having sex. For people, most people ain't really, you know what I'm saying? It's a connection that's desired. You know what I'm saying? It's a connection that it takes.
And
And,
I think if you get lost and the performance isn't even in the frontal lobe of your mind, I think that's when it's even more rich, personal.
yeah, exactly. So I don't think people. I think it's like the story of the woman kissing the frog, looking for the princess. So
Right.
it's like you kiss a lot of frogs looking for the prince or the princess. I think we ain't really having that good sex like that. When
Right.
you have good sex like that, it's with somebody that's something then built up and you didn't want it and you didn't desire it. You did desire it. Otherwise, because if we can just beat off or play with ourselves with a vibrator or our hand, it goes to show you anything can make you feel good. You can hump a damn Coca-Cola bottle and feel good. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
I
So
mean,
that type
right.
of sex that we talking about that
Right.
most people have 3-4 times,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? A lot of times motherfucker end up marrying the person that they when they got that connection like that. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
agree. Right.
I think I'm laughing
Whatever.
going back to a nigga ain't gonna say no. You're riding it terrible.
That's
You're riding
you're
it
doing
terrible.
a terrible job. Like, I don't know what we're going to do with this, but this is
Or
not good.
how many times a man have seen some tissue cracks, some tissue in the booty crack, and he
I
ain't gonna
don't
say,
know.
"Hey, baby, you got tissue in your ass." Now
You
you
know
should
who would? You know
you
who would is Terrence
should
Howard. Terrence Howard, the actor, he probably would tell. He'd stop the show because he has already put it out there that if he comes to your house and you don't have wipes, you know,
yeah.
so
Exactly.
Terrence Howard would be the one to tell you, "Hey, you need to go in there and take a shower. This is all wrong here."
And look, and a woman to get mad and make an excuse of why she. Well, look, the wipes at the job was such and such, and that. You lucky you get it. When you came over, she gonna make them feel bad about it no
Yes,
matter what.
yes, absolutely. I mean, but
That's
that's why
why
I said,
she be like, "Well, your dick little." He be like, "That's why my dingling little." not he
he
hard.
can rise to you. You all took
He making
tissue paper.
That's why my dingling little. She be like, "But you really hard." He be like, "No."
See, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I said Terrence Howard would be the one. He would say something. He would tell you that your hygiene is off. Has
What
that
that
ever
is.
been an issue for you as a man?
Say what?
Has that ever been an issue for you as a man?
Yeah, you have when you can smell a little scent on a woman sometime, but and I'm gonna be honest, as a dude, I never smelt the scent on a woman that'll make me stop.
Mm.
But I've smelled a scent enough to be like, why you giving me this pussy right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, but what you do is, have you ever been in the bathroom and somebody was shitting or you smelled a shitty smell in the air and you try to not breathe through your
Yes,
nose,
yes,
smell it, but you kind of don't want to breathe through your mouth
yes,
because you wanted to taste it.
yes.
You kind of
Mm-hmm.
so that's what as a dude, most of the time, if you smell it like that, it'll be from the back. I've never just
Oh.
felt a woman come up from missionary. I had to get up off of her, like, oh, you're a vampire. What the fuck? I just missionary, goddamn. Like we pressed on each other, or she
Right,
rides. If you can
right.
smell the smell coming up through that, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, if you ever smelt some, it's from the back. You know what
Gotcha.
I'm saying? But I've never smelt nothing that I was like, man, I can't hit this.
Right,
Now
right.
I have been in a situation where I smelled the woman as she was unbuttoning her pants. And I was like, nah,
Really?
ain't no hell. Since you're talking about that, I think this is something that women don't realize. A man can smell when a woman has been with another man. And a man can smell if a woman has had a condom in her up to 2-3 days. Yep.
Say that again?
A man can smell when a woman been with another man. You know, like say for example, DNA,
Mhm.
like a puppy can smell his mama, or I think we don't realize we animals. Like say for example, I haven't worn deodorant in 20 years. ever smelled myself get musky is when I'm anxious,
Okay.
and that's anxiety or horny, like finna have sex.
Gotcha.
So we like skunks. So say for example, you done went to the gym and worked out and got sweaty and forgot to put on deodorant and realized, damn, I ain't put on no deodorant and didn't get musky. But you could put on deodorant and have a presentation at your job and smell yourself in the bathroom. You're like a skunk. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is sometimes I don't think we realize that we emit certain odors in certain situations, like naturally. How can I say this? In nature, before DNA tests,
Mm-hmm.
how would a man know a child was his?
I don't
Well,
know.
when a child come out the womb, it's going to look like the women in the man's family. That's the only way he can know that child is his. Is when his baby come out the womb, he recognize his auntie, his mama, his female cousins, because that's guaranteed. If that child, whether it's boy or girl, look like his females in his family, he
Oh,
knows
okay.
that that's his child.
Okay.
So in the very same way, men can smell when they woman been fucking. You can smell cum in a woman.
I
You can
I
smell
I,
it
I can see that.
up to 3-4 days,
Oh
or
yeah, I
even
can see that.
or even say for example, condoms. The smell of a condom. As a man, we put it on, so we can smell that on our hands for days, especially a Magnum.
You said it's-
A Magnum got a distinctive smell. So
why
sometimes
why do magnums have a distinctive smell?
I don't know. It's just like like Clorox smell a certain way, Snuggle smell a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn Swivel smell a certain way. A Magnum condom smells a certain way. You see, Trey Prue said rubber too.
She
You
said
can
what?
rubber too. A condom, rubber, a rubber. We call them rubbers back in the day. You
Right.
can smell it. So a woman don't realize as a now. I have now that's what's crazy. As in my younger days, I have smelled the condom on a woman and still hit. And they say something like, I ain't had none in so long. I'd be like, yes, you have. I smelled the condom on you. And it was a big dick nigga too. I smelled that Magnum. I know how they smell because I use them. So don't lie. You was fucking a big dick nigga.
That's why it don't pay to say nothing. She should have just shut her mouth. Why would you?
I don't know why women do that for some reason. It's like they always want to let you know they ain't slept with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't slept with nobody. It's like nobody asked you that. Like, ain't nobody asked you that.
That's
But
guilt. That's guilt.
well, I guess like in our society, like say for example, I had this girl had made this post and I had commented and she shared it, thought it was worthy of taking my comment, making a post out of my comment. So I shared it. And I said, a lot of times women, when it comes to sex,
Mm-hmm.
place a lot of blame on men as if men are undisciplined and immoral as it relates to how men want to have sex. Well, men ovulate 24/7, women ovulate once a month. Nature did this. God did this. The universe did this. This is for our survival.
Right.
So a man's sex drive is for the survival and thriving of mankind.
Okay.
Understand that this was created in man before all these monogamous and fucking boyfriend girlfriend rules. These monogamous marriage boyfriend girlfriend rules are relatively new according to human existence.
That's so.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that's why I've said I would never be monogamous. Me and my wife have an understanding because before we come up with monogamy, marriage, all this shit, man's sex drive was given to him because one man could impregnate 10 women.
Right.
And humans have to live.
Mm-hmm.
So when we come down to saying because this man's sex drive is a certain way, we call that immorality or undisciplined.
Right.
Not understand that drive that we have was given to us by whatever creator there is.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? I guess women look at it a certain way because they so-called on the short end of the stick because when a woman ovulating and horny, they put on that fuck 'em dress and go out. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I'll put it this way, and I've been saying this, and I've been saying this a long time. Visionary men that have a vision and they're visionaries, usually have a high sex drive. It's just what it is. Purposeful women usually have a high sex drive. And the reason is because the higher your purpose, the more dynamic your vision, the more sexual energy you need to create it. Period.
And people gonna like you. You know
People
what I'm
are
saying? Like
definitely
people
going to
gonna
like
like
you.
you.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't think a lot of people don't realize that our creative energy is what helps us to be more vivacious, sexy, sensual, more energizing, and people get more quality. If I'm honest, quality time with people that have something to talk about, something to share, something to inspire you about, something to impact your life with. You find more people are going to be more drawn to people like a Javon because you have something to impact their life with. But you can go to a Joe Schmo and he's just, somebody that's nice and, hey, nice to meet you, but they're not going to be like, that person impacted my life. Well, visionaries usually have a higher sex drive. Why? Because they're more driven. That's what sex is. It's a drive. It's a driver behind your
Same
passion.
way you said creative energy. Sex is the ultimate
Yeah,
creative energy
it
because
is.
it's actually creating.
It is, right. And if you think about it, creators are the ones creating what? Art, music, poetry. I mean, everything that we can think of that's from a creator space usually comes from a person that has a very high vivacious sex drive.
You
And
know,
it's just what it is.
it's funny because now take that out of purpose,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now we look at purpose and vision and all that stuff you said. Now
Mm-hmm.
take that out of that.
Okay.
Back in the fucking dark ages when we was eaten by fire,
Yep.
that same person, if it wasn't for purpose, was that nigga.
Right.
Seriously, listen what I'm saying.
You're right.
Because that person, nature is gonna want to reproduce with what's the nigga with all the purpose today.
Yeah.
He gonna be able to afford to have 10 wives. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Right.
He gonna be able to afford them kids. Well, in the very same way, take somebody like me out of now
Right.
and put me in 5,000 years ago. I'm a big, tall guy, handsome. That's gonna make a woman want to reproduce with me for an offspring.
Of
So
course.
certain niggas gonna be that nigga regardless. But what I'm saying is, in this world
Yes.
we live in, now that we have these rules,
Yes.
if Javon is interested in someone outside his wife, he lacks dick discipline, he's immoral, he's a bad guy, this, that, and the other. Whereas a situation, me and my wife was just talking the other day, we would never deny another person's soul from matching to another person's soul that they feel like they want to collide with in this world.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we are so happy that we're going on this journey together and we choose this journey together.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if she meets somebody that she like, yo, I want to have an experience with this person for my life,
Yes.
I wouldn't stop that.
I know.
Because I would do what I want to do for my life. I don't understand. I mean, that's a whole nother discussion. Fuck that. The point I'm making is it's, to me, it's just crazy to think that some human owns a part of my existence. Like, how do you own a part of my existence? Like, I'm perfect for you in every way.
Right.
It's like somebody telling you, you this job is the perfect job. It pays well, da 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 da. But you can never have a weekend off.
Wow.
You can never have a lunch break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this person right here is perfect for me. My wife is perfect for me in 20 categories, but she can't be faithful. She's going to be she infidelity is something that she may
Indulgent. Right.
think about this shit.
Right.
She ain't no virgin. I want no virgin.
Right.
Perfect here, here, and here.
Mhm.
Meets me in this way, that way. What's the only thing about the infidelity that's making me feel a certain way? Okay, because of the rules we just created that didn't exist. I'm gonna forego a partner. People go their whole life not having a relationship
Right.
or not having a partner to grow old with, because all they thinking about is I own everything about them and the dick and pussy.
Right.
Well, what about all the other things? It's just I don't understand it. It's just
Well, because a lot of times, you remember I created miogamy for this very reason, because I think that it's very important to understand sex is just sex. And I think we take a lot of rules and demands and commands to call ourselves, making it more intriguing. If you notice, drama is intrigue. That's what people are more drawn about. If I make this a penalty based love affair, if we're in something and we've been doing something for a long time, and after a while, it just seems like, man, I'm bored with this. I want to go and have sex with someone else. And I say it's going to be a penalty if you do it because I say you can't, and you do it anyway. Now we're talking about all the drama that goes with it. Most people want the drama. They don't really care if you're sleeping with somebody else. How many people are still in relationships when the first time they were in the relationship, that person messed around on them and they forgave it? How many
yeah,
of
it's all
those
about not being
relationships are?
embarrassed. Yeah, you
Pardon
don't
me?
want nobody. It's a lot of time it's about you don't want nobody to know you got cheated on. It's
Okay.
about being embarrassed.
Again, but you forgave it, right? So
Yeah.
again, a lot of times we're talking all this shit about it, but the truth of the matter is, after a while, it's old. It don't really matter at the end of the day. And like I say all the time, if you are monogamous relationship, say for instance you find somebody, y'all just flow, everything's good, you better know how it is to be in a poly relationship, because that person you are in a monogamous relationship with is going to change. And guess what? So are you. So I'm just letting you know, as long as you get so caught up in it, whether you are monogamous evolved or you just monogamous because you decided, however y'all get into that monogamy, understand you better know how to be able to be rich in polygamy, polyamory, whatever, because if you don't understand that your lover will change, you have no idea
The
the
crazy
real
thing that you're saying even right
richness
now,
of mono.
until a woman goes through menopause and has a mate, like my wife is going through what I guess it's called perimenopause, like the beginning or whatever.
Okay.
When a woman goes through menopause,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when you remember them older women. Once a woman got a certain age, she loved her husband and ain't give a damn what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because once she go through menopause, yeah, she might want to have sex because we live in an American society and we've been like Pavlov and it's certain things to get juices going and blah, 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 blah. But
Yeah.
I think once a woman go through menopause, I think that's God's way of saying, sit your ass down somewhere. Be somebody's auntie, be somebody's uncle. I mean, auntie, be somebody's elder.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's God saying they ain't supposed to have sex no more. But
Right.
I think that's God's way of putting a level of maturity on a woman's body where he make her say, now make your mind lead, woman.
Mm.
You at an age now where you ain't making no more babies. It's time for you to help lead the babies and teach the women. It ain't about you and your libido out here looking for love and all that shit no more. No,
Yeah.
listen to what I'm saying. So
No.
when a woman is married and still got a man, she
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna be all about fucking and pleasing him and blah 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 blah. So what else do she do? You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
without being too personal, Fucking ain't even a priority in my house when a woman going through menopause. Fucking ain't a priority to no woman. And then as a man, when you start to see what they go through, it's like seeing a woman birth your child. You have a different respect and a different level for womanhood. When you see a woman sitting there and y'all chilling, and all of a sudden she busts out sweating and get hot, and you see this woman is hot, sweating, and you like, damn, this woman is going through something. When you see her cycle start to change and stay on a certain amount of time, and then don't come on, and you think it's gonna come on and stay on 3 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you start to say, damn, looking at what her body going through, you start to say, I might not even want none of that pussy right now, you know? Right. And you feel a certain, so people don't know what the fuck they talking about. You have, first of all, I said nobody understands polygamy better than a single woman with no man. You show me a single woman that ain't got no man, that can't master one relationship or get a boyfriend, she could tell you everything in the world about polygamy and openness.
Well, you have to master both of them. You better know how to, no matter what love affair you're in, you have to know how to master both, because when you're having to take care of one person in a poly relationship, you will have to take care of one person at a time. Sometimes you don't know, because every lover you have is going to have one-on-one time with you. Sometimes you might not be sharing the bedrooms together. You might have separate bedrooms or separate homes or whatever. Yeah. So you will have one-on-one time. So you better still know and learn the positives and the negatives about monogamy in relationships.
And people don't understand. Like I said, it's about the person. Yeah. It's situations that what if a man get impotent and he can't even fuck no more? Yeah. A woman might be like, fuck that dick, I want my man. And somebody say, girl, he can't get hard no more. How you live without sex? It's some women that's like, I don't even need sex no more at all. It's some women that wouldn't even go out and cheat. That man might be like, baby, I'm impotent. You know what I'm saying? You can go get you some. She like, man, I ain't thinking about no dick at this point in my life. Baby, my motherfucking man, give me my man. I need what that song say, my man, my man, my man, my man.
You ever see that one video where the one man had said, he said that his woman, his woman told him that her sister lost her husband and she wants her. She wanted him to take care of his sister-in-law, and he's like, well, I don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna start charging. And I thought, really? But back in the day, I think this was an agreement that many men ended up doing. They just ended up taking care of one of the wives when they become widows. It was just
you got to think about it like that. That's your homeboy. You going by, you cutting the grass for. Right. Eventually, she gonna like you, and eventually you gonna look at her, because that's the taboo thing anyway.
That's what I'm saying. But see,
nobody wants to admit the taboo shit. The shit that's taboo is what motherfuckers want to do the most.
Right. Well, they don't want to admit it.
I know he ain't cold in the ground, but I swear for God in heaven, when y'all met when he was in college, I was gonna holler at you first. That's the nigga been told the truth then after his homeboy said. Like, you know, Freddie got to you first. Yes. I was gonna try to holler at you. He out there cutting the grass, cheating about it. You want a lemonade? He out here, bring me a lemonade. He out there cutting the grass. He got to cutting the grass, take his hat off.
But again, we never talk about the truth behind the fact that good lemonade. But you do know a lot of times we're not talking about this part because nobody wants to admit that in the thick of things, when things go into this drought that I'm talking about now, most of the time people end up at the stalemate because they don't want to evaluate. Mm-hmm. So the stalemate of not going on and coming up with a plan and being able to play their cards right or play their chess game with their relationship dating game, they end up just doing nothing. But the truth of the matter is, after a while, you're going to want a man to rub on you.
Hey, let me say something since you said that before we get out of here, because we fucking off now, and I gotta get out of here. I just want to say this to the women,
Okay.
and I hope they clip this. I'm gonna clip this.
Okay.
Women think they so much more sexually moral than men, and men are dogs. But I say a woman is a dog. Now let me give you a little commentary. As a man, if I masturbate with my hand. And I'm never gonna let my semen get on my hand. That's nasty to me. A woman will lay there and rub her own juices, sticky fingers.
Mm-hmm.
A woman will take an inanimate object, zzz, and vibrate herself. A woman will take a dildo, which is a mold of a man's penis, and stab herself and hump it like a dog. But then look at a man as he's a bad person because he's actually having sex with a woman, which is what the universe created.
Mm.
How can you sit here and hump something? Oh, it's a, and then talk about soul ties, but you got a dildo of Johnny Boy's penis, and they done made a fucking million replicas of it, and you sitting there jabbing yourself, talking out loud. Oh, in this pussy. Oh, yeah. I'm vibrating myself. That's the fucking lower nature to me. And then I say I'm celibate, but sitting there doing all that nasty humping these inanimate objects and shit. And then a man go out here and get him some pussy, and you look at him like he's a bad person. Let me go hump my John Holmes dick mold that I got back here.
Oh my God.
It's old, and you got to get it out the closet.
But you do realize that all of that is backwards. There should not be, if we're honest, there should not be to the point where you're utilizing objects to where the objects are more valuable than interaction with the actual human being. So what I'm saying is, if you're spending most of your time using that to gratify your sexual need, then
Exactly.
I'm a need for you to go on and do your progress report tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it tonight, because if you wait till tomorrow, you and I both know they're not going to do the progress report. Ask yourself some real hard questions. Go and listen to my audio on Patreon. I got a whole audio on this. Ask yourself these real questions. It's $11 to listen to it, but it's worth every penny of that audio where it's asking you, really, is it that you're not really wanting to learn about the fact that you're just not where you need to be? Or are you spending more of your time self-soothing because you don't want to admit that, there's some work I need to do and I'm just good the way I am? You're not. That's why you're struggling.
Yeah, because I say all the time, look, sister, you'll be better off just having one guy, one Billy Bob that you call every now and then when you want some sex, than to be buzzing yourself and dicking yourself with a
it doesn't make
dildo.
sense, right?
Like, you think that's more spiritual than digging yourself out with a mold of a ding-a-ling, a rubber ding-a-ling? You think that's more spiritual than just sleeping with a man that I ain't telling you go fuck anybody, but goddamn, you ain't got a guy that you cool with. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, I told you need somebody to practice on. You need somebody to practice on, because you just said it earlier that some of us don't know what we're doing when we're up there on top.
Well, there it is.
Get on your knees or do something. You're not doing it good.
Y'all already know what time it is. Thank y'all for staying tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. We will see y'all next week. Y'all stay tuned in for my guy tomorrow, Trav Perry. Tomorrow at 9:30 on Facebook. See you later, Miss Carla.
Good night.
Peace. I got some beef ribs cooking. I need to go check on them.